Oh my gosh,
Fundamentals.
we would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now, we would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to
Not
be.
pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
Get Luke Combs. I was begging for Luke Combs not too long ago. We'll get Luke Combs on here. I challenge Luke. I think I can actually beat him in shotgunning a beer. So if he thinks he's got the cojones to come on and try, then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
That's the intro. You just hit my promo for me, James. I love it.
I came through Matthews and Charlotte at such a phenomenal time. Like, I know everybody's going to have bias to when they were brought up, but I'm telling you, like, if you look back to even when I was in middle school, like, I got to watch the Chris Leak period. Like, I got to watch the Joe Coxes. I got to watch the Muhammad Massaquas, the Hakeem Nicks. And then when I went to high school, playing against the Keenan Allen, I could go down the list of a lot of people that I was fortunate to go against and play with, in high school. So I feel like I grew up in the heyday, or one of the heydays of Charlotte for sure.
Dude, absolutely. Just such rich. I'm from Asheville, and anytime we had to go like toward that line in Charlotte, I'm like, golly, dude, this is gonna be a rough Friday night. But yeah, man, shout out. And you played football, obviously, stand out for Butler. Any other sports you played in high school or growing up?
Yeah, so most people don't even know this. It's honestly what's in the background right now. I mean, my favorite sport's basketball by far.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love football. I truly do. But I will tell you, if the NBA playoffs or the Super Bowl were on, and this is no lie, if Game 7 or the Super Bowl is on, I'm probably watching Game 7 in the NBA. Just being very real with you. I mean,
Wow.
me and basketball are near and dear, so I'm not scared to say that.
Hey, I don't blame you. So you grew up playing a little basketball. What position?
Yeah, so it was of course back then, if you were 6'4", 6'5", bro, they threw you in the post. Like,
That's right, man.
I would have loved to have grown up during this time. The big man who can dribble, who can shoot, stretch the floor, have vision, throwing passes. Like, that's my ideal. So they stuck me in the post and said, throw your body around.
Yeah, dude, you're right. I feel like over the last 5 years, it's just completely changed. And like,
Completely
you're 6'6", 6'8". Hey, let's take it from the arc, man. Let's see what you got.
Exactly.
Dude, that'd be insane. Hey, you still hoop? Can you still go up and yam it?
Oh, for sure. And I had to cut it out a little bit because, not to say age creeps up, because at 30, I still feel really good. Yeah. But I tell people when football comes to a close, when we can get from 310, 315 down to 250, come to the Dowd YMCA in Charlotte, and you'll see me in there.
Oh, I'm here for it, man. That's awesome. Speaking of weight, real quick, I was listening to a couple of interviews earlier today talking about Lamm, and like, it's hard to keep that weight on. Is it hard for you to keep, that 3+ on you?
Bro, I was having a conversation with my strength coach literally this morning, and he was talking to me about how if you look at me, my build's more slender. And that's something that people don't really understand. Like, I I would love to take people through the daily routine of my off season of what I eat. I eat 7 or 8 meals. We're pushing 5,000-6,000 plus calories. I'm working out 2.5, 3 hours, and I go to yoga and stuff at night. Of course, cardio and all that. I do my offensive line drills and everything else. I'm in a full sweatsuit nonstop because I want to sweat. You got to push your body to the limit. So for me, already telling you that I'm a slender guy as it is, being 305, 10 pounds, bro, keeping the weight on is a job, but it's a job I enjoy. Because when most people want to eat more food, I'm eating plenty. So you know how that.
Hey, absolutely, dude. Oh man, that's awesome. Well, you obviously are a great product coming out of Charlotte. What made you choose App?
So me and my grandparents, we spent a lot of time. When I was younger, I remember going up Tweetsy Railroad, and of course it was weird. I would drive by it every time coming home or going home and coming back to Boone, and it's just honestly, it's part of my family. Like the mountains were a big thing for my grandparents, and I was raised with my grandparents. My mother was always there, but I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. So being up in the mountains and everything, like it was second nature to me, and it was wild because I never put one and one together and made two that we had been up to Boone plenty of times. And it wasn't until I got older and really started to see, maybe this place is for me. And then also, my grandparents came up on the visits and stuff with me. I could just see the excitement. I just knew that they could, get in the car and drive and see every game. So it was a no-brainer. And of course, as you can see, everything worked out.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And that's a great story. We have a lot of App State guys on, and they talk about, man, the mountains, but they always say the family atmosphere of App, and you literally growing up, going to Boone, Tweetsy Railroad and stuff, like that just adds more to that special like App State family bond, man. That's cool. Your time at App was, I mean, incredible. I think your sophomore year, you didn't have a single penalty, and like you just, man, just like that blows my mind. Playing left tackle, we hold every play. I was a center. I held. Tim was a center.
Right.
That's part of the game. And for you not to get called for that is truly amazing. Then your junior, senior year, you obviously have just production after production, just making sure protecting the quarterback, especially that prime left tackle position, dude. Hats off to you. Kudos to you, man. That's awesome. How was it playing for App? Like, what's some memories that just stick out to you?
So the one that I always tell people, and it was cool, about a month and a half, 2 months ago, I got to get around on my guys again because we were up on the mountain. As I told you before the show, they brought all the different guys from different areas in. And it's a beautiful thing for me because we've had phenomenal players, great running backs, great offensive linemen. But I get to say with the group of men that I did it with, we have the all-time leading rusher in our time. Mm-hmm. And that alone is something that is very near and dear. Everyone can say what they want. I know we've had phenomenal running backs, but my running back is the all-time leading rusher. My running back is the one that's on the Mount Rushmore when it comes to that. My offensive line that I was with, all of us, and I'll throw the name out here because I love Jesse more than anything, and he should have got the opportunity to play in the NFL for sure. But 4 out of the 5 of us all played in the NFL. Like we all got to do it, and I know not many people can really say that. So I mean, that's near and dear to me. But I always like to throw out, your line was good, but I have the all-time leading rusher, so we'll take it from there.
Man, I love that. That is hell yeah, dude. Absolutely. Tim Fitz, anything you want to add on here?
Well, I saw a little smirk on your face, Kendall, when we brought up the no penalties. You obviously you seem very proud of that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, penalties in general is all about your focus. It's all about, in my opinion, your conditioning. When your fatigue gets to a certain standpoint, it's all about you locking in. And also, in my opinion, it's all about how much you care about it. It's what it means to you. So for me, I've always tried to pride myself on being locked in, doing what needs to be done. And then, of course, that app. Guys told me that I used to be the leader, bro. I'm not. I was just Kendall. Like, if you want to follow, I'm not a rah-rah type. But I will say, if you ever talk to Parker Collins, Bo, Kobe, Jesse, like, we had such a tight knit, and they knew, bro, if something happened, we were gonna get on each other's ass. Is what it was about. And I never wanted to let them down, so I let the play speak for itself.
Yeah,
that speaks volumes to that unit you guys had up in Boone.
I got a couple things for you here, Kendall. So first and foremost, did you ever play ball at the SRC? Did you ever go down with any other football players in play? Because I'll tell you, I worked there, and when the football players came, it shut down the whole place. Everyone was like, "Hey, the football players are down at the SRC. You got to play." So were you part of the group?
Yeah, so I would go in. It was always crazy because, as you can see, well, most people don't know. I stay very low key. Like, I don't get me wrong. It's nice being recognized. It's nice. Oh, Kendall, Lamm, blah blah blah. But I love being under the radar. So when I would go into the SRC, like, I would try to get there earlier than everybody so I could actually hoop with, my friends that didn't play sports. Like, I truly enjoyed it because you knew when everybody on my team came in, it was lights, camera, action. Everybody wanted to be there, especially when I was younger. And guys like Brian, when Brian quit to the SRC, listen to me. I will never forget this. The first day I saw Quick hoop, we had heard that he was really, really good. I mean, a lot of people know the stories about Quick. He was a better basketball player in high school, and then he got turned on to football late. When I tell you the first time I saw Brian Quick play, he could have easily, because I'm going to throw another name out there that people should know. The best basketball player I saw that was Donald Sims. Donald Sims was amazing. Amazing player. I mean, in our Hall of Fame, if they would have had Brian Quick out there with Donald Sims, it would have got ugly for other people. Let's just put it at that.
I was in the gym when BQ he had 2 dunks in a game.
Yeah.
The first one, he came down the lane and he cocked it back. Like, he jumped maybe a step in front of the free throw line, cocked it back, and slammed it. And the gym erupted.
Yes.
I mean, it was like all 4 courts. Whoa, like, what happened? And then next possession, it was like half court lob. He catches it, reverses like 180. And it's just like, yeah, we're all just like, yo. I mean, like, we saw what, like, Brian Quick, he ended up going to the Rams and, was kind of battling injury in the NFL. But we saw what he did on the football field at App, and just kind of like, yeah, the basketball was like, whoa. It's like, I didn't know.
And see, the thing that people don't realize, like, you got some people who will go to the cup and punch. Like, bro, when Quick goes to the rim, like, it's powerful.
Yeah.
Like, you hear and you do not want to get in the way because the man's 6'4", 6'5", and then you see him jump off the ground, and it's like, yeah, let me move up out the way.
Yeah.
I've
I've
never seen a gym explode like that.
Right.
And like, that was just crazy. Like, as you started talking, I was like, yo, I think I was there for that.
Yeah. I remember the day you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got plenty of emails from work saying we can't let people dunk. And then any other time I would tell people, hey man, like, why are you guys dunking? But when the football players were in, I was like, hell yeah, let's fucking go. It's about to be crazy. Okay, another semi-serious question for you. It's not really serious. You made mention of speed, and I feel like the game is, particularly for linemen, it's really changing. It's becoming more about speed and less of like, what you think of like the hogs. You got to, linebackers are changing because they got to drop in coverage. Linemen are changing. All right, so my team's the Lions. I like Penei Sewell. He had a catch this year. I wonder, do you have any packages where you're dropping out and going for a route, or how are the hands doing these days?
So, of course, I mean, it's one of the things that's near and dear to me. I've actually caught 2 balls. I'm actually 2 for 2 in the NFL.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Caught one against the Bills my first year, and then caught the tutty in Cleveland against Tennessee, actually. But I got to spend time in Detroit last year for training camp, and it was a dope place. Like, what you guys know, or what you know as a Lions fan, I got to see when I was up there. Like, it didn't shock me one bit that Detroit did so good, because I could see it when I was in the building. Like, they're building something that is going to be sustainable for a long time. And Penei Sewell, like, that's you look at him, bro. Like, a lot of people always would talk about linemen being dancing bears. Like, Penei, when you see him, I think when I was there, he was like 345, 350, but this is the smoothest, like, athletically built 340-pound dude I've seen in my life. Like, he is a animal. He is a monster. So we'll see. I mean, I kid around my OC all the time because he did a lot with us down here in the old line room last year. I mean, he knows I'm 2 for 2. So if you see me catch one this year, just know you heard it here first.
Hey, absolutely. Let's go. Hey, I got the video. I'm gonna go ahead and show it because this, I mean, the tutty's awesome. Like you sell the block. It's beautiful. Like what's going through your head at this point?
Mayfield, the fake, wide open, Kendall, Lamm, big man touchdown for the Browns.
I mean,
from my perspective, it's I told Baker because we had worked on the play, of course, multiple times. You can ask him; he'll tell you this. It's literally, I was like, "Look, bro, if you got to rocket it in there, I've caught him before. I've caught him in practice. Like that, I used to catch balls before the game. You remember this name? Logan Halleck used to be one of our quarterbacks when I was in school, and he used to warm up on the sideline all the time. And you could bring him on, and he'll tell you this too. I used to catch balls for him every single game. And he told me a long time ago, he's like, "And if you could go back, would you play tight end?" And I sat there and laughed. He said, "No, I'm serious." He was like, "Bro, every bad ball I throw, you'll catch it." I've had soft hands for a long time because I play basketball. Like I say, being in the post, you learn how to catch any type of pass. So for me, it's going through the play. I told Bake, bro, if you got to rocket it, I'll catch the motherfucker because I'm not going to drop it. Because what you guys don't know is if I was to drop it, that's a hell of a find in the O-line room. I was going to get fined anyway, but from my perspective, why not get a tutty and get fined in that manner? So it was dope.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about the O-line and those fines. I've heard wild stories. Can you share any like crazy fines that you had to pay or your teammates had to pay while playing in whether it's Cleveland, Tennessee, or Houston?
So for me, as you can see, I got it on now, bro. I wear my college stuff all the time, like all the time. I could care less what the fine is. Every time you wear college, they call it cut the cord because, I mean, we're in the NFL now. Why would you wear your college stuff? So the fine that I've accumulated and racked up over and over and over is, bro, as you can see, it says gold blood. And the wildest part really and truly, like, I wore this today, not like I just wore it because that's what I always wear. But bro, I've had to pay. All my fines come from that. I mean, you have like hand claps. I mean, you got things like too sexy fine when you try to show off arms and stuff. I mean, it's all type of stuff. You have no idea.
Oh man, that's wild. Well, let's talk about your days in Houston and in Cleveland, and then we can talk Tennessee and Miami here. You go undrafted in 2015. Did you feel like there was a chance for you to get drafted? Because I know sitting at home, I was like, yo, I think Kendall Lamm can be like a third day guy, and I think teams are going to steal from him. Did you have the same thoughts, or did you kind of know, okay, I'll probably go undrafted, but I'll sign real quick like you did?
So honestly, back then, and apps changed so much now, and it's beautiful that it has. We were still looked at as, oh, that's just the good D1 AA school. It's like, do they really play anyone and all this other stuff? And I've talked to Coach Lefford about this. I've talked to Bo, Kobe, because, I mean, of course, Kobe was in my room. I love death. I was very happy when Kobe got drafted. But we kind of had to change the narrative. Like, in my mind, like, I could care less. Well, I mean, everybody wants to get drafted. Trust me, I get that. But I just wanted the opportunity. So as long as the opportunity presented itself, bro, like, I could take it from there. Like, if there's one thing that people should know about our school, our mentality is just a little different. Like, we work. We punch in, do extra work, then we punch out. So, like, I knew that mentality would have been dope regardless. But, I mean, it didn't shock me in a way because it kind of goes along the story of Boone, of App. We get looked at and looked over until people are like, holy shit, you're actually really good. Bro, we've been good. Had no idea. Like, that's just what it is.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
dude. That's a great mentality. Your time in Houston, we give Houston, I feel like the past 4 or 5 seasons, it's kind of been a dumpster fire. That's what we've been calling it since we started this podcast 3 years ago.
Right.
Your time there, I feel like it was a little bit better. I think you guys were clicking on the right cylinders. Things were starting to get in the right place. How was your time in Houston?
To be honest with you, bro, those 4 years will never be. I mean, it's hard to put into words. Though that's the first place I got the opportunity to play in the NFL. I was with guys that, from the very start. Some of my best friends in this world come from Houston, and you're exactly right. Our first 2 years, we go from the Brian Hoyers to the Tom Savages to the Ryan Malletts, who respectively are really good quarterbacks, but in a lot of people's minds, I mean, we were a quarterback away. I mean, I can remember my first year going out there and looking across the line at our defense, thinking, I don't really think that there's another defense that is anywhere near this one in the NFL. I mean, the front seven that I had to go against as a rookie, and I got thrown in very, very fast, like very quick. I mean, I was going against JJ within the first, second day of OTAs and all that. So when I sit there and I looked across, it's like, bro, there's no way you can tell me that every defense is built this way. I think we were the number one defense in the league that year, but we were a quarterback away. I mean, I'm a Panthers fan near and dear. Everybody in certain instances are a quarterback away. If we would have had Deshaun Watson my first few years, there's no doubt, in my opinion, that we go deep in the playoffs and not reach the Super Bowl. I mean, our team was built for that. We were just a quarterback away. So
yeah, that's a great way to view it, and I think you're absolutely right. That defense was scary. Yeah, you talked about going against JJ Watt early, and you started 4 games. Your rookie year, undrafted. That's unheard of for the most part. Like you literally just said, "Hey, I'm gonna ball out, and I'm gonna show you," and you did it. But everybody's got that story of welcome to the NFL rookie. What was your welcome to the NFL story?
Well, it's one of the things that are near and dear to me, but I can remember my heart pounding so fast. So the game, the first time, I mean, of course, I played a lot in the preseason, and let's not kid, the preseason's still very serious. But of course, when the regular season starts, I mean, it's a different monster, it's a different animal. And we played the Panthers that year, which I'm a diehard Panthers fan. I always have been, always will be. Born and raised in Charlotte. The 704 is near and dear to me. But that's the year that the Panthers went on the road. And it's the I want to say 8 or 9 minutes left in the second quarter. Our right tackle gets hurt. And Dwayne Brown, our left tackle at the time, he's hurt, so he's not playing. And I look around on the sideline. I kid you not. My mother and grandmother are 6, 7 rows behind me, behind our bench. I look around and I'm like, excuse my language. I'm like, oh fuck, like you're about to go in. Like there's nobody else on this sideline that plays tackle. You're going in. And see, what people don't realize is that's the first game and first time I really ever played right tackle. You know, I would do things in practice at app. Being the swing in the NFL is a big thing, but as you see, in app I was predominantly left for 4 years. So I was like, bro, I'm about to go against Charles Johnson, who I've watched for a very long time, one of the very good defensive ends in Panthers history. Kawan Short, that's right there. Latula Ways. I told you every single person across from me that I sat and watched nonstop as a Panthers fan, and you're telling me that I have to go in at right tackle, which I really haven't played, and this is the moment that I'm going to get welcome to the NFL. And that's also the game that people will remember. Cam did the somersault, landed on his feet against us.
Oh,
yeah. Exactly. So it was a hell of a game. You know, what I told you that the Panthers were going to go to the Super Bowl that year. But at the same time, it's just wild to think back to, like, bro, my grandmother and mother were 6 rows behind me watching this. Like, it was a hell of a moment.
Wow. Hey, that's an amazing story. And what a true homecoming it was.
Exactly.
What did Johnson, did he just bull rush you? Like what did he do as soon as you got on the field?
So it's funny. I remember going in, and Ben Jones, of course, played with him in Tennessee as well. One of my really good friends, got a lot of respect for Ben. Our offensive line coach was like, we came to the sideline after like the first series, and he said, look, if Lamm needs you in his hip pocket, go to him every time. And I looked Ben in the eyes literally after the second or third drive. I was like, bro, I'm okay. Because Charles Johnson's a very, very, very strong man. And I already knew the first time I went out there, I was going to get that bull rush right under the chin. And once I sat down on it, to be honest with you, like I could kind of feel his demeanor like, oh, shit, this young kid can actually play. And I'll share this story with you before we continue. Back home in the Siskiyou, like we'd see Steve Smith, Moose Muhammad and his son were in there all the time. Thomas Davis, who lives, I think, right in Providence Plantation back then, they would come hoop all the time. And I'm in high school, and, Thomas Davis is Thomas Davis. And I remember looking him in the eyes in the Y and be like, bro, I'm going to see you eventually one day. I kid you not. I know it sounds corny. But after we played that game and we walked to the middle of the field, I gave him a hug. He gave me a hug. He was like, well, you kept your word. And it's
that's
just
cool.
It's wild that, shit like that took place. And, of course, I had over 150, 200 people, really more than that, in the hometown seeing me play. So it was dope, bro. It's one of the things that are near and dear to me.
That's really cool.
They give me like goosebumps just hearing that story, dude. That's awesome.
Man, Kawan Short was the man too. I forgot it. That was a throwback. He was dope. Yeah.
You go from Houston to Cleveland. How is that transition? I mean, you're not picked up by Houston. You're
Right.
sent to Cleveland. How was that? How was that process for you?
So it was very different because I've been in Houston for 4 years, been around the same guys. The biggest thing you think of is, how is this place going to differ? What's the room going to be like? What's the city going to be like? How are their philosophies? And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm black and white, I'm mixed, so please no one take this the wrong way. But in Houston, we had a predominantly, African American room. And it was cool. I'd never been around that. Majority of old lines that I was around, white guys. And I got no problem with that. I love my white brothers deeply. But when I went up to Cleveland, I was like, okay, this is a predominantly white room. When I sit here and listen to certain music, are they going to vibe with it? When I say certain things, are they going to feel? And when I tell you, bro, that is those 2 years in Cleveland with J.C. Treader, I can go Joel Petonio, Wyatt Teller, literally. They're the all-pro right guard. That's one of my best friends. I talked to him 2 nights ago. Him and his wife sitting there with his son. Like, my Cleveland years, not every year is phenomenal, but my Cleveland years are near and dear to me because it's the first time that, I went to a new place. And they welcome me with open arms. And, I mean, Cleveland's a hell of a place. I know it gets a bad rap, but Cleveland's dope. It's very dope to me.
That's awesome. And you got to play with the great Joe Thomas, which I'm sure you got to learn a little bit. How was that having just a Hall of Famer in the room with you?
Yeah, it was dope. He would come around, and it's crazy because when the time comes, like when you really watch football and you really know O-line play, like when I say the name Joe Petonio and you get around Joe Thomas, like the coolest thing about Joe Petonio, and I told him this to his face when we really and truly, built that bond. You would think a guy that's been, Pro Bowl, all pro almost every year of his career since he came into the league would be so serious, would be like he's a completely different person on game day. But when you get around Joel in general, bro, got the goofiest laugh I've ever been around, loves basketball, but it shows you like, even though people are at the top of their craft, they're still going to be themselves. They're still going to be great guys. And in my opinion, that's kind of what O-line play is. I hate to use the F word, but growing up, we were the fat guys, bro. Like that's what it was. Like we were the guys who some of us wore shirts to get in the pool because of our insecurities. And it's dope to watch us evolve and come to the place in life where people realize, oh, they can't do shit out here without us. And we get hell of love. I mean, we get hate too, of course. That comes with anything. But you watch any good team, their O-line is the real shit. So it's enjoyable.
Hey, that's absolutely right, man. How was playing for Baker? He's one of the most polarizing quarterbacks we've seen in the league.
Right.
And how was it played with Mayfield?
So I know everyone's always going to have their opinions on Bake. I still talk to Bake, from time to time. One of my friends, of course. I mean, I always tell people this. When I meet someone, you could tell me that this is a bad person. I go into it and form my own opinion because the way they treated you might not be how they treat me. Your experience with them may be completely different than mine. My years with Baker, top tier. Like Bake's one of my favorite quarterbacks I've ever played with. Because one, he's gonna talk his shit and he's gonna be him no matter what. And at the same time, like I tell people this all the time. Baker's the type of person that you would die for on the field, but you would hate if you're playing against him because he's going to talk shit. He's going to be him. But when he's in the zone, bro, he's in the zone. And I mean, I hope things work out for him in Tampa.
Yeah, dude. I think you hit it nail on the head. And we're all of us here. I think we've appreciated Baker over the years. And because you're right, he stays himself. He's going to talk his shit. He's going to get in your head. If you let him, he's going to live there rent free. And at the end of the day, if you're on his team, like you said, I feel like you die for the brother. But against him, you're like, I'm gonna fucking squash this kid.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
Like there were so many people, and Bake realizes this, but bro, he made our days much longer because he'd open his mouth sometimes. Just want to look at him and feel like my boy, like get you like what you're doing back. Like I gotta block this dude on the edge that you just talk shit to. Can you calm the fuck down a little bit?
Oh, that's funny.
I'm paying for your sins right now. Let's calm down.
Right, exactly.
Oh man, I love it. Well, you go to Tennessee and you talked about having the all-time leader rusher in app. How about blocking for King Henry in his 2,000 year, like his 2,000-yard season, dude? You were part of that 2K club. How awesome was that?
I mean, you're just watching a guy who's doing things that typically don't get done in the NFL, and to sit there and to be a part and to see it, it's something that's near and dear because you don't see it all the time. Like our game has changed to a passing league. Like I was actually having this conversation today with one of our trainers down here in Miami. I was like, bro, when you really look at it, how many teams really run the ball? Like when you really look at it, and when the playoffs and everything come, majority of the time when it gets cold, I mean, I know you may be in domes and stuff here and there, but majority of the time you're going to have to play outside in the elements. And to know that you can ground and pound it and, wear people down with a guy like that. Now, the first question I got when I came to Tennessee was because I come from Nick Chubb. I love Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb's one of my dogs. Like, Nick Chubb doesn't say much, but me and Nick Chubb were very, very tight. So the question I would always get was, who's better? No, who's the one you're going to pick? But see, the thing that people don't realize is they're completely different runners. Derrick Henry's a 3 or 4 step, keep it front side, and once he gets going, I mean, you can't stop him. Chubb's got the innate ability to put his foot in the ground, kick it backside, and make anything happen. It's just a completely different run style. So in my opinion, you can't go wrong. But I'll go on there and say this, and I have no problem saying this. If it's me and me knowing the run style I enjoy, bro, you can't go wrong, in my opinion, taking Nick Chubb. Like the things I watched Nick Chubb do are insane. I know Derrick Henry's a monster. I know he's 6'2", 6'3", an animal. You can't go wrong taking him. But for me and the style of play that the NFL goes to these days, bro, I'm taking Nick Chubb, and it's not even close. That's just my opinion.
Now,
that's just my
we've got a clip.
So.
Hey, absolutely. Hey, thanks for the clip. We're gonna cut the good stuff you said about Chris Henry. We're gonna say he's trash, and then Nick Chubb only. No, I'm just kidding. That's hey man, that's dope. You've blocked for some amazing running backs and some great quarterbacks. You're in Miami now,
right?
How does it feel to be sunny Florida? No state income tax. Life's good down there in Miami a little bit.
So if you would have asked me this when I was 22, 23, younger in the NFL, guys wanting to go out and wild out and shit all the time, I mean, you would have got a completely different answer. It'd be like, oh my God, women are everywhere. The sun's beautiful. The clubs go till 4 or 5 in the morning, and if you want to keep it going all day, you can. Trust me, it's still dope to be able to do those things. But it's nice from my perspective, being a little older now. Like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I come from Charlotte. Anytime you hear about Florida and North Carolina, people talk crazy shit about Florida. People talk like Florida's its own entity. People in Florida are crazy. They drive nuts. The laws down here are insane. I mean, being down here and actually seeing it, it's funny. This past year, around Christmas is when the United States got hit with that cold front. Yeah. And I watched people here in Florida freak out when it was 30 degrees down here. Like I watched them go insane. I watched this whole entire city shut down. And it's like, bro, you do understand, like, that's a warm day where I go to school in the winter. Like, let's pump the brakes.
100%.
So it's been cool. It's been cool. I mean, Florida, it's nice. From a no state income tax, is cool. But, I mean, ball is ball. You make it what it is regardless. So,
hey, absolutely. Blocking for Tua, he's throwing the ball to Tyreek Hill. You got some personalities down there. How's the locker room vibes?
It's cool. I mean, it's a younger locker room. It's weird from my perspective now, going into year 9, being one of the old guys.
You're the old head.
Bro, I remember going into Houston the first year and D. Newton, Dwayne Brown and all them saying, Lamm, look, you're going to blink. And, I mean, if you have if you're blessed to be able to get there, it's going to go by quick. And I'll say it goes by quick, but at the same time, when my body feels certain things, this shit didn't go by quick. But I'm telling you, bro, it's weird. Like I turned 31 this year. I've been fortunate. I've been around a lot of good people. I've been around a lot of great players, and I'm gonna be real. The things that we brought in here this year, from the Jalen Ramseys, and see the thing that a lot of people don't get, the new D coordinator that we brought in here. I'm not shitting on the one from last year, but he's renowned and people know him across the league as being one of the top D coordinators. And I'm very intrigued to see when we really start going at our defense again, the major impact that that's going to have. Because when you got 2 guys on the outside that can lock shit up and you give, the edge rushers and stuff an extra second, yeah, that changes everything. So I'm very intrigued.
Man. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a team that had some hype going into last season.
Right.
Injuries kind of got in the way. Now you've added some key pieces to that young locker room, like you said. It's Miami's. It's looking tempting to kind of take them as an underdog to win the division down there because you guys got some good stuff rolling now.
For sure.
Boys, any other questions for Mr. Lamm here?
Yeah, talk to me. Don't be nervous.
I see Devin on there. Devin got the fresh cut.
Yeah, just buzzed it a couple weeks ago. So pretty excited about that. Hey, Kendall, sorry I was a little late coming back from Charlotte, but good seeing you, man. Good to hear all your stories, man.
Yeah, good to see you too. It's always dope. Like you can sit here and tell them exactly what I'm telling isn't false. Like when I say certain things about that, bro, fact check with Dev. He'll tell you straight up.
100%.
And sorry, I was late. I was working on my golf game, so I came in. It went a little longer, and I was like, I got visor hair. I'm just gonna keep the visor on and just a rep app anyway. But
always.
Yeah. Kendall, I got another question for you. So every time we have app athletes on here, I always like to give them a chance, or our listeners a chance, to get a different perspective from them, because we know, of course, you on the field. But what about Kendall off the field? What is it that, let's say you live your career and you fulfill everything you want to do in the NFL. What are you doing? What's next?
So when I say this, everyone's like, really? And if you knew me back in school, even if I was to take this off right now, hair has been something that has been fascinating to me from the jump. I come from a single mother home. My father passed away when I was younger. And some of my fondest memories, sitting with my mom at 4 or 5 years old, I had very deep waves when I was in Boone. Like I had a brush on me at all times. Really and truly, I wish there's a brush I can show you. Well, this is still the backpack that I had while I was in Boone. And it hadn't gone. And there always used to be a brush that sits right here in this pocket. It's actually in the bathroom right now. But cutting hair is something like, as soon as I get done, I've already talked to No Grease in Charlotte and learned, the ins and outs of the process and how it's going to be. I'm going right to barber school. If Devin will tell you, you would think that someone who, as other people say, has had all this success, been around a household name at our school. I'm actually really and truly very introverted. Like if you ask people who are around me on a day-to-day, especially in life now, I always talk. It's nice to see people, but I love my me time. Like I love being away. Now it's nice to, interact and, cutting hair, going to barber school, owning and running my own barbershop would be very fun. But I don't need the wild glitz and glam. Like I've been able to do that for a long time now. When it comes to a close, and people will always remember Kendall Lamm, the football player, but it's gonna be nice when the time comes. Like, damn, he gave me a fresh cut. Like, damn, my girlfriend sat here and said, I got my girlfriend because of this. She said I look good. He helped me with my job interview. He got cool. My beard right. Just bringing that happiness, and also being able to talk. See, a lot of people don't realize it, but some of my fondest memories, bro, are sitting there in the barber chair listening to my barber. Being around grown men in a barber shop. It's one of the places, in my opinion, that, especially for the Black community, that's a staple in each community. So to be able to own that and to be able to have a safe place for, young men or women to come into is something that's going to be near and dear to me. So I definitely look forward to it.
Man, that's dope.
Man, that's really cool.
That's barber therapy.
Yeah, see, a lot of people think that, it's going to be all this wild. No. I'm simple. If you ever get around me and my family, you'll realize why. So cutting hair, staying out the way, enjoying my wife and kids when the time comes, bro, that's all I really want to do. Really and truly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Well, Kendall, my question, usually we got app players on, they're not in the NFL yet. So I ask them their NFL ceiling and floor, but you're your own ceiling right now. You're just living it and you're being the leader. But because of your NBA passion, I'll ask you, who's your NBA ceiling and floor? Like when you go play pickup or you're hooping up, like at the peak of your powers, what is your post game most like? And then maybe realistically, who's it like?
Realistic, funny. And to be honest with you, I already know the person that comes to mind realistically. Because when I'm on the court now, bro, I'm very, very chill. Don't do wild. So I'm more of a Udonis Haslam in the present. Right?
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that. I
Love
like
that.
that.
Love that.
Definitely me right now. Now, as I told you, when the time comes and I drop this weight, get down to 250, that's the goal weight for me when I'm done. I'll probably move more into, even when I was in high school, like I played more really and truly. I loved passing the ball. I loved having vision. I loved getting my teammates open, but I also always loved to shoot. So I would probably play kind of like a Chris Bosh, someone who is underappreciated, someone who really and truly, if he didn't get hurt, Chris Bosh in this day and age NBA would have been phenomenal. I mean, he was
That's a
phenomenal back.
great, yeah.
He was phenomenal back then, but in today's NBA, Chris Bosh would have ate. So
Yeah,
I'd say realistically, Udonis Haslam at the peak of my basketball, I'd give me hints of Chris Bosh.
that's cool. And I like the Bosch comparison. It's almost like the point forward or like the
That
point center, kind of like the Jokic ball.
yes,
Yeah, and I didn't think of that. Bosch would have killed in this
bro.
era.
Listen. I get when see people don't realize. So one of my favorite players of all time is Kevin Garnett, and you either love KG or you hate KG. But see what people what people forget, bro. When KG was in Minnesota in the Timberwolves, bro, that was a 25 and 15 a night, and he was up there doing it with not much. Like he was a bucket. I know a lot of people have the debate. Tim Duncan, probably the best power forward of all time. But see, in my opinion, bro, you could debate that him and KG nonstop. So it's like, I mean, as you can see, bro, basketball is near and dear to me. Like, I kid you not, I have the Lakers game on right now. So it's like, bro, that's just football's always been one of my passions, but basketball's near and dear to me. So I appreciate the question.
That's so cool, man.
That's dope. Hey, well, speaking of basketball, real quick, who's your pick? Who's bringing home the world championship?
So I'll give you. I mean, I've been watching the playoffs closely. Of course, I get Memphis as being really good, but if Ja's not the greatest right now, if that hand's gonna give him problems, and sometimes to be real with you, I think they're a front runner. They do well when they're doing good, but when shit ain't going well, it's eh. Now I watched the Nuggets play the other night, and they look phenomenal. But they're also, no offense to Minnesota, they're playing the T-Wolves. And ever since that punch happened between Gobert and Anderson, it's kind of shook what's going on. Plus, Anthony Edwards, something's wrong with his shoulder, and he ain't been the same. But I'm gonna go with my safe pick here, and it's because the way they played, their bench is deep. I personally like Boston. And
Let's go.
It pains me to say that because I'm a Lakers fan. I've been a Lakers fan since Shaq and Kobe days. Like, I love the Lakers, but Boston is a complete team. And if Giannis is hurt the way they say, and if that back injury is what it's going to be in a 7-game series, I mean, Boston's deep. And in my personal opinion, Boston can beat anybody over in the West. So it's going to be intriguing to see.
That's right, baby. We're good in the West. We're fine. I love it.
I mean, I personally think so too. I mean, Tatum, the steps that Tatum has taken, bro, have been dope to watch. And I mean, Jaylen Brown, like we ain't got to speak on that. I love his.
Awesome. Hey, I got one more clip, and we're gonna let you go. I don't know if Taylor Lewan, obviously you played with them in Tennessee. You guys had a core nucleus. I don't know if you saw Busting with the Boys clip from last.
I know.
Week.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're gonna show. I'll explain when you get done.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is a very rare breed of individual. The individual that comes in the towel long ways, tucked in the armpits, and drapes over the front. And
I
the
don't
back
think I've ever seen that.
Kendall Lamm.
Does what?
He takes the towel, tucks it here, and it drapes long ways. But cheeks are out in the back.
He must have.
So I had to ask, man. How did you come up with this?
So it's wild because, I mean, if you ever bring Parker, Bo, and any of them on, I've been doing this since college, literally. And for my, well, you can ask, but I've been doing this since college. Like, it's just what I've always done. And to be honest, when you get around, let's be real here, bro. We're grown men. Like, we all have the same parts. That's what it is. I mean, I've been comfortable being around men for a long time. That's just part of being in the locker room. But at the same time, I try to be very, very, modest. Like, certain people don't like seeing that.
Yeah.
So for me, when I get out of the shower to have the flow, it's the way I described it in the post when they posted it. I look at it as a mullet, partying or business in the front, party in the back.
I love it. That's a great explanation.
Because in my opinion, when you sit there and you have a little flow, you can feel the air. You sit there and let it dry a little bit as you walk. And plus, I'm not trying to show you all the goods, but who doesn't like a little booty? So
I fucking love it. I love it.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. All right, hey, this is first time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let them live.
Hey, man, I can't thank you enough for hopping on. And this was an amazing conversation. Probably my favorite interview we've done so far.
Yeah, that's
man.
cool,
So
man.
I can't thank you enough, and we wish you the best in Miami. And anytime you want to come on, feel free to come back, dude. We loved having you.
Yeah, sounds good. Nice to talk to you guys. You guys take care.
Yeah, man. You too.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Kendall.
Yeah, absolutely, probably hands down favorite interview we've done. It was cool. It was dope. I saw that today. I was like, I've got to ask him. Oh man,
Well,
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try it next time I get out of the shower. And see
let me know what Carol says for you.
I'm telling you, it's like one of those things that you just take out of your memory. I understand it last week now, but I do remember him walking around like that and being like, "What the hell is going on?"
The way he describes the bullet is perfect.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. All right, let's stay with the NFL here, guys. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts getting the bag, man. 5 years, $250 million, $179 million guaranteed. This is really 2 years before his deal's up. I like this move by Philly. Obviously, he leads to the Super Bowl. He's got the right pieces around him. He's been healthy. He's plays the ball the right way, it seems like. I like this move by Philly. I know Philly's been it's been a mixed emotion on Twitter sphere. But for me, on the outside looking in, I love this move for Philly. What's your all's take here?
Man, I don't know. Just all these quarterback deals. It makes me think around the league. But I think specifically for Hurts and the Eagles, yeah, I think he earned that bag. And Philly has so much going on for them. They have the best O-line in football. Their running back core was solid. I know they just sent Sanders to the Panthers, and Hurts is the perfect quarterback for that system. But he is also a very good quarterback. So I think they're set, and that's, obviously they think, or obviously their goal would be to get back to a Super Bowl and try to get a chance at winning one of those. And yeah, I think they are now. It's now scary because it just got real. It's like, okay, he's here. They're going to build around him. So I think it's good.
Yeah,
all around.
Absolutely. Tim Devin.
Yeah, they got their guy. So you gotta. This is the league where you gotta lock them down when you got them. So I think it's great for both parties.
Completely agree, and hopefully this is something that Lamar will kind of realize, hey, I think this guy's pretty solid, not getting as much. Let's just make a deal.
Yeah. Perfect segue. Who's next on getting the bag here? There's some great quarterbacks coming up that deserve. Obviously, Lamar, who's been the main staple we've been talking about. And some news came out that maybe there's more guaranteed money than what we thought there was going to be. Maybe not. Who knows? But, realistically, who's getting the bag next and when is it coming, do you guys think?
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
That was my hesitancy to answer. I'm just like, when is Lamar going to get the respect?
Yeah.
The whole thing with Hurts is Lamar's the opposite. I feel like the Ravens have been trying to find pieces around Lamar, switch Lamar and Jalen Hurts. I think the Eagles would win 3 out of 5 Super Bowls. There's just there's no chance.
Yeah,
But,
I don't think you're digging on Jalen Hurts there either. I think just veteran and what he brings.
Yeah, I'm just saying Lamar's that
more
good.
years,
And it's ridiculous that they're not paying him.
Yeah.
And all these wide receiver signings that we've been making, trying to, I guess, sweeten the deal to maybe a little bit of less about the money of like, hey, we're trying to put these pieces in place. Like, you're our guy. But at the same time, it almost is like an offhand insult, whether they mean to or not, in my opinion. It's just like, hey, we're going to sign all these receivers like that. But like your deal, we're not 100% sure if we want to lock in that yet.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in a second. Yeah.
It's frustrating. So hopefully it's more. Hopefully tomorrow I wake up and they made a deal.
Tim, any thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, this is the biggest splash since the Deshaun Watson contract, and like, I was thinking of like other quarterbacks that are coming up. Like you have Joe Burrow, you have Justin Herbert. Like this is the model because up until now it's been like, okay, are these guys going to get this fully guaranteed contract? But I mean, you had the numbers up. It's like 170 something guaranteed.
Yeah.
255 if they're like with incentives and stuff. I mean, damn, that's like sign me up for it. I mean, come on, Lamar. Like just do it. Like you're I feel like we're in this weird bubble of history right now where in 10 years we're going to be like let's say Lamar sits out this year or something crazy happens. And we're going to be like, what if Lamar had just signed the deal for $180 million guaranteed contract? Like, what if he just had done it?
Yeah.
You know,
I think you're right, Tim. It's a weird universe that could just like, it feels like an alternate universe almost, that if things kind of trickle the way it looks like it's weird. You know, you look at Deshaun, I think he just really fucked up the market. I don't think there's another way to say it. Like 230 million guaranteed. Like no one's getting paid that, especially what happened right after he signs, right? Like I think the Browns just fucked up the market in it. And unfortunately, I'm not saying Lamar doesn't deserve that money because I as a Bengals fan, he totally does. But like the Browns fucked up the market. I don't think we'll ever see a deal like that.
Well, it's just like the almost gentleman's agreement that you see in like business where like, and honestly, maybe a law. I'm not an NBA guy, but like where you can't just like throttle these prices down so much that like it creates like this market bubble. And that's kind of what it felt like for the Deshaun thing. It's like, hey, here's a ton of money, and everybody's like, what the hell? I want that kind of money.
Exactly.
And just sucks. So screw the Browns, you know?
It's all their fault. Bunch of assholes. Real quick, staying with NFL, and then we'll be done here. We got to talk about AFC North. I feel like the AFC North has loaded up on wide receivers. Odell goes to Baltimore. Devin, we're going to get your thoughts on that. Allen Robinson goes to Pittsburgh, and Elijah Moore in Cleveland. You know, and Cincinnati's already had a pretty good wide receiver core there. I feel like there's going to be some explosive plays on offense, and maybe the highest scoring teams are coming out of AFC North here, or at least from the air perspective, because there's some great wide receiver talent in the AFC North. Devin, what's your thoughts about signing Odell?
Mixed. I think our locker room is like veteran enough to be able to hopefully manage the personality that Odell has. Yeah. But I like it. What Baltimore's always struggled with is receivers. Like we've always had like one like kind of good guy, but never like the guy. So I really hope it pans out. And there's also whispers of us signing DeAndre Hopkins. So that would be asinine. I don't even know what I'd do if we had two like Pro Bowl wide receivers.
Yeah, you go from like having like none to like bam. We got both of them.
Yeah, and gosh, I like it. We're making moves. We know we cannot draft wide receivers worth a damn, so we're just gonna have to get them from elsewhere.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Boys, thoughts from Tim and Fitz.
I mean, Allen Robinson kind of had a dud year last year. I think we were expecting more with the Rams because he's been killing it with the Bears for his entire career, and now he gets Stafford. And granted, Cup got hurt, and maybe more balls would come his way with Cup getting attention, but I don't know. That one just doesn't seem exciting, but maybe it was just kind of like one bad year and he'll bounce back. And Odell's just been battling injury. Like, it's weird to think that Odell and Devontae Adams were the same draft class, but they were. And it just kind of like, it was like Odell came out so hot and Devontae was so low, and then they just kind of like passed each other. And now Devontae's here and Odell's bottom. But again, I don't know. Odell could kind of have a resurgence, maybe. So I don't know. I guess that's how I'm looking at these guys.
Yeah.
But the last one, obviously, he's young and unproven.
Yeah. Odell's fresh though. I will say that coming off that injury, he set out all last year. He's got fresh legs. So we'll see how that goes. Tim, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just echoing Evan's thoughts on Allen Robinson. I thought he was a shoo-in for the Rams. I mean, he basically was a plug and play for Brandon Cooks, and it just did not pan out. And so, going from the Rams to the Steelers, I don't see him. I mean, I don't see that changing. When you have the offense like the Rams had prior to injury.
It depends on the growth of Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
That Pickett could be, he could explode this second year, but there's just a lot of question marks around that.
All right. Hey, let's move into NHL. We got playoff picks.
Ciao.
The good news is we've had one game under our belts, guys, so we can kind of cheat this thing a little bit and really call a perfect series here. Let's go us. All right, here we go. NHL. Starting in the East, we got Canes versus Islanders. Then we got Bruins, Panthers, Rangers, Devils, Lightning, Leafs. I kind of color-coded the series lead there. So Canes are up 1-0, Bruins are up 1-0, Rangers up 1-0, Lightning up 1-0. In the West, we got the Wild up 1-0 on the Stars, Kings up on Oilers, Jets up over Vegas, and they're Kraken upsetting the Avalanche last night. Big upset in the hockey world. Nobody saw that coming.
Nuts.
Oh, I did.
Well, besides Devin's favorite team, yes. My apologies. What's our thoughts here, guys? Who's taking what?
How are we doing this?
We'll go Tim Fitz, Devin, me, or we can reverse the order. It doesn't matter.
We're doing one game at a time.
Yeah, we'll do one game at a time. Yeah, so let's start with Canes. Canes Islanders. Who we taking?
Give me the Canes.
Canes. I love it.
They're playing right now, but you got to go Canes.
Yep.
Definitely the Canes.
Canes, sweet, baby. Let's go. Islanders, tough team, but I feel like after last year, they've kind of fallen off a little bit. We haven't seen as much production.
Oh,
from
don't
them.
say that, man. That's going to jinx
I just jinxed them.
Give me the Islanders. Give me the Islanders.
Bruins, Panthers. Who we take here?
Bruins.
Everybody.
The Bruins. Give me the Bruins.
They're not playing right now, are they?
They should be playing tonight, but
I'll take the Florida Panthers. I think I've expected them to go a little bit further than they've been in the playoffs, and I think this might be the year they just go a little bit further.
Boston is my third least favorite sports city, so we are going with Panthers.
Panthers. Can't blame you. Tim, get your khakis. We're going to Boston. I'm taking the Bruins.
Yeah, Boston's good. Boston's good. Hate to say it, but they're good.
Rangers, Devils.
Yeah, I didn't really do my research on this. I just saw Florida's. They're the wild card too. I'm like, oh gosh, they're not that good.
They've had a down year.
I'll take them. I'll take them.
Rangers, Devils. Who do we take here? New York and New Jersey.
So this is going to be the coin toss.
Mm-hmm.
Who's up? Who's up right now?
Rangers up 1-0.
1-0.
Give me the Rangers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rangers as well.
I
It's gonna be a
too.
good series.
We got a New York sweep, boys. I'm taking the Rangers too.
Man, I mean, they
Yeah.
won game 1 5-1, so
Wait,
that's
and with me, I was thinking it's a coin toss, like Tim, and then it was 5-1. I was like, ooh, Rangers might be too much for them. Lightning Leafs this game, phenomenal series. It should be, but Leafs did not show up. So what do we say here?
Like Yoda. The game it should be. Oh, another one. Another one. Oh gosh. I think the Lightning's defense. Nope. Uno reverse. Give me the Leaves.
oh man, you can't. I put all my trust in Vasilevsky in goal.
You fool.
It doesn't matter what seed they are. He will turn it on for the playoffs.
Taking Lightning.
Yep, Tampa.
Tampa.
Yeah.
Leave now and never come back.
I'm taking Tampa Bay too. I'm taking the Lightning. Wild Stars in the West. Who do we take here? Minnesota up 1-0 on Dallas. Game winning overtime though.
I'm taking Minnesota. Have to.
Minnesota.
Have to.
Going Stars.
Stars.
I really like the Wild
Have to.
logo, so I'm going to go with the Wild.
Yeah, you like it?
I think so.
I like it too. Like I think it's
They're
slept
dumb.
on.
Yeah, it really is.
Like you get the forestry in the back with the little moon. I like it. I'm here with you, Devin. Yeah, give me the
Is
Wild.
it a bear? Is it a wolf?
I have
You
no
don't
idea.
know.
It's a wildling.
Bobcat.
It's a wild.
Yeah.
It's a Lynx.
Tim would
That's,
know
the,
his
that's the
cats.
women's team. Women's team is the Lynx.
We got the LA Kings up 1-0 on Edmonton Oilers.
Give me Edmonton.
Mm.
They'll bounce back.
Yeah, I'm going Edmonton as well.
I mean, I thought I'd be sneaky on that. Tried to steal it.
Yo, Edmonton, they just score a lot, and that's what you
Mhm.
need in the playoffs.
I just like McDavid.
Big Jesus.
Jesus. I love it.
Definitely going Oilers. Is their mascot the Jets?
No, it's
Whatever.
Winnipeg.
Whatever they're fucking called. They've got a
Edmonton's the Oilers. Yeah, the Oilers.
Wait, did you say Kings? I was looking at the fucking Knights game.
Yeah, Kings.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, we're going Oilers.
You go to Oilers? Okay.
I was so confused. I'm like, their little logos right beside each other. And I was like,
Yeah.
wait,
Son of a bitch.
Why is the Oiler a Jet mascot?
This doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna take Edmonton as well. We got Oilers sweep here. Jets Knights. I don't know if you guys saw a little pre-game light show Vegas put on where like a jet bombed the ice and then a dragon flew out from the ice and then scorched the jet. It was pretty dope. It was cool.
Jeez.
Did not help them on the ice though. Jets ran that ass.
Man. I'm gonna take the Knights on this one.
Ooh, this is another tough one.
It's tough. Dude, the West is tough to like call.
It's tough.
Give me the Knights. Just because of the dragon.
Jets.
Gets gets. Give me the Jets. All right. Kraken, Avalanche. Surprise for everybody except for Slate. Called it from the beginning 3 years ago. He said, Seattle's my team. They're taking it this year. 3 years in advance.
There you
Who we
go.
got here?
Give me Avalanche.
Yeah, give me Avalanche.
Give me the Kraken.
I don't know what a Kraken sounds like. Splash, splash.
Welcome to the crack house.
Yeah, fucking phenomenal. Give me Seattle. Give me the Kraken. Devin, I'm riding that train with you, buddy. Riding the Space Needle till it falls off.
Yeah.
All right. NBA talk. Playoff picks. It's going all right for some of us. Some of us it could have gone better. Celtics up 2-0. Cavs, Knicks tied 1-1. Philly up 2-0. That was a sweep. So we feel good about the East so far. Bucks down 1 game to the Heat, though. We had a whole Bucks sweep going on. Nuggets up 1-0. Kings up 2-0. Sacktown stand up. Lakers up 1-0. Did not see John Morant breaking his hand and being a little – never mind. And then Suns tied 1-1 here. Thoughts for the NBA playoffs real quick.
First, it's never a series till you lose at home. So that's always a rule of thumb.
Fair enough.
So everyone talking about the Warriors being dead in the water. They're going to the Bay. So just hang tight. That's all I can say.
Two things I want to talk about here. Number one, is the Kings always that annoying of a fan base? Have y'all seen that video of like the guy with the cowbell like right in was it Dan Meyer's ear?
I haven't seen it. No.
Well, what's their whole thing now? It's like light the. What is it? I'm trying to remember what their thing is.
It's
like
winning.
the beam. Like the beam.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'd not seen that till the playoffs.
Interesting. Well, also cowbells are the worst noisemakers in all of sports history.
How light the beam became Sacramento Kings rallying cry. That's what I'm trying to find out right now. It's like the Batman symbol. They just like blast this like beam in the sky, but I don't really know why.
No one knows. Nate Diaz is going to come out from the crowd.
They haven't been there in 17 years. The PR team's like, throw everything we got at them.
Have them light the beam up. What does it mean? We don't know. Just do it.
It's the people going.
Also, second thing, this might be the first time I've ever kind of like sided with Draymond.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Draymond did nothing wrong.
No, he didn't.
I knew Tim was gonna do this shit.
I agree. He's got his leg. If I'm green, I'm gonna stomp on your ass too.
And
Yeah,
that
just
was
like Ndamukong Suh, he did nothing wrong. Aaron
Oh
Rodgers.
my gosh!
All right, hold on. We're not going that far.
Oh no!
Oh,
All right, sorry. I got a sidetrack. What were you gonna say, Devin?
No, I mean, wait,
that was in 2 games somebody had held his leg.
Yeah.
Two.
Pick number 3.
All right. What is your defense, Evan? Because
you can't stomp on a person.
You can't grab their ankle.
Yeah,
but he like it was.
If
like,
you tell me that if you're gonna pull that whole I was defending myself thing, that makes no sense.
Because it's a weird fall. It's like it is hard to tell. Is he grabbed? Like, does he know Draymond's there and he's grabbing on purpose, or was it he just fell and he just somehow is grabbing it? It's unclear. I will say that. I think if Draymond had like just stepped on him, I don't think it's as big of a deal. But the fact that like he like, I don't know. It's like Draymond. It's classic Draymond Green. He just like lost his cool. I don't blame him. At the same time, it's like, if you're on the Warriors, you got to be rolling your eyes like, Draymond, come on again. Like you've done this to us again. I don't know.
I think his past hurts him. I think you're right. If he had a clean sheet going into this, he probably doesn't have a 1-game suspension here. But because of what he's done in the past, I think that hurt him. But I agree, Devin and Tim. It doesn't warrant a game suspension. Maybe a tech. You give them both the tech and you move on. It's playoff basketball.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Wild.
NBA is getting too soft.
It is.
He had his ankle in a full Nelson. Homie.
I love Fitz. If Fitz ever cheats on his girl against Kai, he's like, I tripped and fell in. I don't know what to tell you. I just tripped and fell. Oh, God. All right. Devin, it's your dugout time, baby. Let's go.
Oh gosh.
Power rankings. They've shaken up quite a bit. What do you got? Oh, is that lost for words?
I had to pull up the standings because I have not paid attention.
Devin said, "Screw you guys, I'm going home."
This is Devin's hour, and now he's just that done.
Yes, here.
Hey,
There he is.
there he is.
There
He's back, baby.
I don't. I hit a random button on my keyboard, and like the whole thing just died.
Do.
What are we talking about?
Your power rankings.
Baseball.
Oh, nice, sweet. So, yeah, a few different changes in the power rankings this week. I don't remember my power ranking from last week, but a few notable changes. Definitely, Rays still number one. They finally lost on Friday, and they've lost two extra games since then. So, like I said, I think they're going to hit that little slumpy poo there for a little while. Braves moving right back up. Hot potato. They're pitching. They got Freed back, and everybody's hitting like crazy. Brewers, I put them at number 3. That one was. They could probably be a little bit further down, but I love their pitching staff. Their pitching staff is one of the best in baseball, and just love everything about them. Also, they did lose the series in Arizona, but they went to the Padres and took 3 of the 4. Huge accomplishment. Blue Jays and Yankees. I mean, their AL East is looking hot. I mean, I don't even know how to explain how good the AL East this year and how screwed the Orioles are. Even though, fun fact, it's not on this list, but I did put them at 11 this week because this is like the first time in a long time we've been +3. Yeah, since I've been alive. Okay. Mets at number 6, I believe. Francisco Lindor had a career high of 107 RBIs last year. So far, he's got 16 RBIs in 16 games. So really just building off of that. Crazy thing, though, Max Scherzer did just get busted for sticky substance today. So he may be facing a 10-game suspension or 10-game or day. I can't remember. It's like an automatic thing. He's going to appeal. He doesn't think it's actually he says it's rosin and sweat. Hard to say. So they're definitely going to appeal it. We'll see what happens. Guardians. This one, again, not 100% sure I like it at that high. Shane Bieber, their ace, is pitching kind of meh. But they're winning games. I mean, they're 10-9, so playing the Yankees and a few tough teams this year, we'll give them benefit of the doubt. Padres. I know I ranked them a lot higher last week. They've kind of taken a little bit of a slump. They're 8-11 right now. But they're about to get Fernando Tatis Jr. back. And he is can't remember the stat. So basically he's playing in the minors now, getting back all squared away. And it was like his last 7 at bats, he's had extra base hit, whether it was like a home run or double or whatever. So if they get Tatis back, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, which they already are.
What's he doing in the minors?
Crazy. So he got busted for a foreign substance.
Okay.
So he has been facing a suspension for the last little bit.
Just like, man, that's weird. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, one of the most electric players in baseball. So definitely fouled his history there a little bit. But
Yeah.
Anyway, Diamondbacks in 9th, the first place in the NL West. I mean, they're just playing great. Nothing really too crazy. Then I put the Twins at the 10 spot. Again, not a super huge Twins fan, not really sold on them. But they've had a very nice start to the season, and give credit where credit's due. They're 10-7 right now.
I gotta say, Twins. I've been watching the Twins for like 5 or 6 years now. I think the new rules definitely help a team like the Twins. Like a team
For
that
sure.
has we've kind of had shitty pitching to begin with, and they're a good hitting team. But now it's like you take the shift away from other teams. I just think this team can get a hot bat. So that's my Twins take. Keep them in there. Keep them in there.
Well, it's like what you said last week about small ball, and I think that's like part of the reason that the Orioles are doing relatively solid. Our pitching staff is terrible, but like we're winning games. Like it's just small ball stuff, and I love it. It's back to the roots,
I just want to say shout out to you, Devin, to do power rankings. It's tough to put yourself out there.
I like it.
And allow people to judge it. And even you're judging yourself as you're going through this list. Like, maybe I put him too high. But shout out to you just to be like, this is my list. It can change at any second, depending on how I think, man. I want to give you a power.
my power ranking changes literally like every day. Like I'm like, God, they're terrible, and then I'm like, hey, they're number 3.
Yeah. No, but I mean, baseball plays so many games. They play every day. Like it's forever changed.
It also depends who plays who. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
like the Brewers right now. Like I don't think the top 3 can be disputed. You've got the Rays who are 16-3.
Oh, he hit the button again.
Oh. Let this cliffhanger.
Devin.
I was looking at
Rays.
I was looking at Rays like the regular season, like most wins.
No, am I doodle bobbing?
Hey,
there he is.
Back.
He's back. Go ahead, Devin. You had us on a cliffhanger. Top 3 undisputed. Top 3 undisputed.
Every episode this happens. Boys, we should get a studio and all live on a compound or something so we can do this together. Oh, man. All right, we're going to let him.
He's still doodle bopping.
What's happening?
Now he's dead. Done.
R.I.P. Tell Matt we said hey.
Welcome to Afterlife, motherfucker. All right. Let's talk a little pub parlay as he tries to come back to life. Boys, it's been hurting. The bank account's been hurting. Pub parlay, we've dropped the ball. Me specifically, I feel like I'm just like 1-7 past 8 weeks. I've been letting us down. We bounced back this week though. What day do you want, Fitz? Because Tim's gonna take his seed.
What day can we do?
God.
Doesn't matter.
I just want it to be known. I'm like 7-1.
Dude, you've been crushing it. Yeah.
All right. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
So
money in the bank.
Any day we want. And the good thing with playoffs is they already have these pretty much preset. Unless we take like a game 7 or something, then obviously those aren't preset.
I got money in the bank.
Yeah.
Tim, what's your sheet? Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna go an easy one. It's easy. It's a toss-up, boys. So you guys can get crazy. I'm just gonna take my Sea Dragons over the Vipers Sunday night.
I like it.
Sunday.
Yeah. Book it. It's gonna be an easy win. So you guys get risky biscuit with it.
Sunday.
Okay.
I like it.
I like Sunday. I want to take Warriors game 4 on Sunday.
Okay.
I think the Warriors get it even. I think they win. I think they win both.
Oof.
But take them
He's
game
back.
4 on Sunday.
He lives.
I'm going to take Canes on Sunday in New York to steal one in enemy territory.
Wow.
Yeah. Devin taking pub parlay picks. We got Sea Dragon Sunday, Warrior Sunday, Kane Sunday. What are you taking?
You guys hear me? Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I ended on a cliffhanger. Just want to say one thing before we get into the parlay.
Yep.
So, undisputed top 3 right now: Rays, Braves, Brewers, all have the best records in baseball. That was literally it.
It was beautiful. It was worth the wait.
I was ready.
Yeah, totally ready. All right, so what day are we doing?
Right now we're all on Sunday.
Sunday.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I gotta look.
Got to find pitching rotations.
Yep. I mean, we're doing it big.
Yeah, what are my Stros doing?
Tim, they're in my number 12 spot.
Yeah, I figured. I didn't see the top 10. We're gonna have words.
They're right behind the Orioles. All right, Detroit at the O's. Oh, we're taking the O's Sunday.
O's Sunday. I love it.
All right, this is the moneymaker, boys.
This gets us back on track, boys. This is what the bank account needs. This is it. Random question. Anybody got one for us?
Oh my gosh, it's a lock. It's a lock Sunday.
Lock it up, baby.
Random question.
It's tough. All right, I got one. What is one ingredient that just ruins a sandwich? We talked about sandwiches last week.
I thought we did that last week.
Oh, did we?
Well, we did the worst. Yeah,
The worst.
We did
Yeah,
the worst.
that's too similar. That's too similar.
Too similar.
Throw it out.
But just to answer your question, lettuce.
Tomatoes for me. Tomatoes for me.
Toothpaste. Can't do it.
Fingernail dust.
Oh man.
I got nothing.
Oh,
Devin, I know you got something in that brain. Come on.
Yeah, just 1 second.
Big, beautiful brain of yours.
I got some. I don't think it's good though. Like I hate that feeling when you have like.
Throw it out.
Just let it rip.
Throw it out, man.
All right, if you
terrible, I hate it.
All right, you have to replace something you drink very frequently with something you don't drink like nearly at all. So what are you substituting? Like you have to replace something you drink a lot with and substitute. I mean, how stupid is that? That's why I didn't want to share. I'm like, this is not fully formed. There's something there. There's something there.
What is the question?
I will replace sweet tea with buttermilk.
I mean, that's basically, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. Yeah, I don't like that question. That's rough.
Oh, this is tough, boys. This
All
is
right,
the toughest.
Of all the elemental powers, which one would you pick and why? So you got like earth, wind, water, fire, lightning, if you want to get that deep into it.
Wow.
It's not a great one either, but
No, I like that one.
I'm taking wind and I'm flying everywhere.
okay, Hermes.
The wind's very powerful.
I've always liked Earth. I've always liked to I thought it'd be cool to just
slam your fist.
Yeah, like stomp my foot on the ground and like a huge wall of stone just comes out of the ground. I'm like, that'd be cool.
Really get your rocks.
That is pretty cool.
Man, I want to say fire, but I think that's too much power. Like, I don't, I don't want to. Like, what am I gonna do with fire? Like,
it just snaps at somebody. Oh shit!
Yeah. So let's just go water. I mean, that's also very powerful. That's also very powerful. But water damage versus fire damage, I feel like I think I could handle the water a little bit better.
You replace what people drink typically with some more water for you.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going lightning. Just like ride the lightning, motherfucker. You know? Just slam thunderbolts down.
Fucking Zeus over here. I love it.
I honestly thought Tim was gonna go with fire just based off the Monty Python and the Holy Grail scene. Some who call me Tim. RPGs a fireball out of his wand.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Man, I want to take it back.
Hey, great episode. Shout out to Kendall Lamm for joining us again, and we'll catch you guys next Tuesday.
Bye.
Have a wonderful time.
See ya.
Oh my god.
Movie quote.
We would
I just
we
can
would be the
never-
bad
I
boys
know.
of Little
I
League.
never
Damn it,
have.
Evan! We would beat the tar.
I just
out
watched
of the other
Hoodwinked
team. I'm just
too,
gonna
and I was
say
trying to
it.
think of a line from Hoodwinked.
Joey Chestnut has to
And
be
I
on
don't-
the pub.
Has to be.
He had nothing.
I mean-
he had nothing.
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was
How
a journey.
dare
Man,
you.
I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
God.
Luke Combs. I was begging for Luke Combs not too long ago. We'll get Luke Combs on here. I challenge Luke. I think I can actually beat him in shotgunning a beer. So if he thinks he's got the cojones,
You can't.
come on and try. Then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
That's the intro.
Can.
You just hit my promo for me, James. I love it.
When we getting Luke Combs on?
I'm just gonna slip in them DMs later. Maybe I'll write him a song.
He was just on Joe Rogan, so we're probably gonna have to let that one die down for a little while.
No, the next step is you go from Joe Rogan to us.
Yeah.